Welcome everyone. Welcome to Purple Lunar Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight we're going to be reading for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I am looking at the week of March 24th through March 30th. And your biggest cosmic influence this week is going to be that full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra on March 25th. So the eclipse energy is about things that are hidden. I wanted to add in there also ignored. And it's also about taking new direction in your life. So if you're wondering what the eclipse means for you, that could be very possible, right? Libra rules over our seventh house, guys. So Libra is relationships on our birth charts. Libra actually makes us look at our relationships and reflect on our relationships twice a year on new moons and full moons. This is the Libra full moon. And of course, it is an eclipse, so it's even more powerful. I told the fire signs that I recommend really taking an internal and external look at what needs to be balanced in your life. Libra is the sign of the scales, right? But relationships will most likely be the biggest focus. This is going to be your most intimate relationships, close relationships. It can be work related, doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship. But yeah, very powerful moon coming on the 25th. All right, guys, timestamps will be provided after the live stream is over. Please remember we are multi-streaming on 3 different platforms. So we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time. I forgot to do the Twitch raid yesterday. I forgot. I couldn't believe it. I know. I remember I hit that in stream button. But guess what, guys? I have my Twitch stream playing right now on my screen. And I even went and looked to see how to do the raid so I know how to do it. And I wrote it all in my notes like 500 times. So there's no way that we're going to forget the Twitch raid today. All right. Remember, personal readings and all other PLR links can be found in the description of this video. All right, so again, we're looking at the week of March 24th through the 30th. I do want to talk about the current energies a little bit. Some of you, I think we're in that void of course moon. We may be actually out of the void of course moon, and we may actually be in the Leo moon right now. We just came out of Cancer moon. And remember, before this, the moon moves from one sign to the next. Sometimes we do have that, or every time we have of course moon, where those last energies can linger, right? Cancer moon was a very emotional moon. So these last few days could seem a little emotional for everyone, right? It was really interesting. I feel like I had a really interesting day. I watched, well, first I had this beautiful conversation with my sister, whom I love so very much. And I watched, she told me this story about a very connection in her own journey, which really kind of threw me off a little bit. I wouldn't necessarily say like twin journey, but something very similar, I thought. And how interesting that it's my sister and she's just telling me this story. I feel like she probably told me before and I just wasn't paying attention, right? And the camera flickered. That's super interesting. I see it on my screen, so I'm not sure if we flickered or didn't flicker. But you know, it says we're back, so I'm gonna keep going. Another interesting thing that happened today is I watched another twin flame tarot reader do a live today, a live stream. And I was really impressed by her live stream. I've watched her for several years actually. But I will say this, I'm not gonna mention who it was because noticed while I was watching her live stream was her moderators. I noticed her moderators. As we're growing on y'all learning all these things, like I didn't know how to live stream, guys. I didn't know how to do none of this stuff. I knew about tarot, my mom, you know, this type of thing, like just minimal things, not like as much as I know now, right? And spirit just really has guided me this whole entire way. So what I want to say about my moderators, we have Diana. You can see Diana there on YouTube. We have Sandra on YouTube. I hope she's here. We have Michelle over on Facebook. Sandra is also helping us on Twitch now. She's a moderator on Twitch. we have a couple other moderators that aren't as active as these beautiful ladies here, but they still come in and help from time to time. And I just want to say what I learned today was that Spirit has blessed me with PLR in ways that I don't think I really even see sometimes, right? Like I don't even notice. Diana was drawn to me, and Sandra came really early. We have become friends, met each other outside of PL, like in real life, right? Michelle is kind of new, a little new, but me and Michelle connect in such a strong and powerful way. Like our journey seems so very, very similar. And I feel like we experience a lot of the same energies around the same time. But there's been several people, right, that have come through PLR and grown and went our ways. We got to see Amber the other day, right? I hope everyone went over and checked out Amber's YouTube channel. Guys, YouTube is hard. I know I made it look easy, but that's the Aries in me. It's super hard. So go over there, say hi, make a comment, put a comment under one of her videos. Do the things, right? Do the things. We have to support and encourage each other, right? That's another thing I was going to say when I noticed this other tarot reader on YouTube. It seems like that have been here for a long time are very competitive with each other, very competitive. And I can understand that. I really do. But I'm Rosa here at Purple and Rose, and I don't really give a shit about anybody else's YouTube. I really only honestly care about my own. And I'm just one of those people that I think we should like support and encourage each other at all times, right? Like our journeys may be a little bit slightly different. But for the most part, if you watch other twin flame tarot readers, we've all been through this very interesting journey, right? So I feel like we should support and encourage each other. Yeah, watch each other's videos, leave a comment, hit the heart button, you know, do all the things. So yeah, I think that was it. That's all I want to talk about current energies. Let's go ahead and jump into the collective. I did pull the Blessed Bee Oracle back out. Oh, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I didn't want to forget that part. You guys are beautiful. My moderators are amazing. It's like Spirit sent them and they're like professional moderators. It's amazing. I don't know. I was watching this other person's moderator and like she didn't really interact with the people that were coming into the chat. She seemed like she was almost like nervous. To like ask questions, or I don't know, it was just really odd. I kind of felt for her, you know. And like my moderator, like we're friends, we're sisters, we're like family, right? And it's just like, yeah, like Miss Tina, bless her heart, if she knew how to hit one of those, you know, like mod buttons, I'd make her a moderator, you know what I'm saying? I'm just so very blessed, and I just wanted to say thank you, like from the bottom of my heart. You guys come in here all the time. You support me, you encourage me, you help, you assist everyone, you encourage people in the chat. So yes, ladies, I love you so very, very much. All right, the Blessed Bee Oracle. And let's timestamp collective. Let's do 8:33. And remember, we're going to look at masculine energy first. I do want to say something about the Leo moon. Leo moon can seem a little emotional too. So the next couple of days, 2.5 days, it's a passionate moon. Leo energy is very passionate. But I think the reason it's going to be a little emotional for us is going to be we're trying to build up our courage. We're trying to build up our courage. I'm totally going to have to read timestamp. No, I won't. I'll just keep going. But I wanted to make sure to mention. We did this one. We did the Divine Masculine Celtic Cross today. It's already posted, guys. So if you missed it, you can go over, of course, after this live stream is over and check it out on my YouTube channel. And then tomorrow I have set the Divine Feminine Celtic Cross. I believe I set it for 2 because I'm also doing a members only tomorrow morning at 10. So lots of videos coming out, lots of lives happening. Guys, make sure that you have your notification bells set to all. I'm just trying to really get everything lined up because remember I took that summer job and I know things are going to change a little bit, guys, but I don't know. I'm so excited to get back on that lake. So excited. All right, we don't have to read timestamp. I'll just stop talking. We'll get to it. All right, divine masculine, current energy, we have a blessing on forgiveness. It's number 31, and a blessing of peace of mind. I feel like the masculine energy needed forgiveness, needed to also offer forgiveness. I feel like the forgiveness has just really been going around everywhere, right? We've kind of all gotten out of this type of resentment type of energy, right? Masculine energy is really going through the thick of it, I feel like right now, coming out the other side. And definitely, I feel like peace of mind is the goal. And in order to get peace of mind, it's like we have to give each other a clean slate, right? All right, let's look at the feminine energy. The owl is sticking out to me on that masculine card too. So it's like the wisdom gained, right? All right, so for the feminine, we have a blessing for a fresh start. I love that. Divine feminines, tomorrow's reading. The masculine, it was communication issues. Tomorrow's Celtic cross reading for divine feminine. I called it new wings, new wings. And I do feel, and I'm going to touch on it just a little bit because this card came out, but not a whole lot because we're going to talk more about it tomorrow. But I do feel like we are being given an opportunity right now, currently, to receive a fresh start, a clean slate. For me, I'm almost like in this weird energy where I get to do something over, right? Like I get a second opportunity to do something that I wanted to do a long time ago, but instead I had a spiritual awakening, right? So I feel like that's pretty interesting. And some of you could be, I mean, most of you, right, are going to be feeling that energy, like you get a fresh start to do something over that you wanted to do before. But again, you know, spiritual awakening could have came in and kind of messed that up, right? A blessing of protection is on the bottom. Highly protected at this time, highly protected at this time. I feel like my connection with spirit is just so direct. It's so direct. Like when I'm reading my cards or doing my, like anything, really, every single card is so direct. It's like every message is crystal clear. I don't know. It's really interesting. And it's weird because we just came out of this phase, I feel like, where we were kind of in limbo as we were closing out that astrological year, right? Where it was like we didn't know where we were going or what we were doing, or are we even on this journey? Remember, we were talking about that like not too long ago. And I kind of knew, you know, I studied the astrology for this year when I made the calendar, right? So I kind of knew that around this time we would get more direction, and and Aries is fast energy, guys. It's fast. It wants to go right now, right? So it's like I knew that when this Aries energy was upon us, that it would come in very quickly, very quickly. So I think for the divine feminine, okay, just for me personally, I feel like I'm excited to have this fresh start, but I'm also nervous because I don't know what that means, right? Like, what does that mean? I feel like internally I have this like weird knowing of what it means, and I don't know if I like it, right? Like I don't know if I like All right, so now I'm going to look at the bridging energy. So remember, the bridging energy, you could be learning it at the same, well, you are learning it at the same time, but you could be learning it together. Several of you have come into a reunion energy, right? Several of you are having communication. So, and if you're not, I just want to say, I tell you guys this so that, I don't know. I want to say hope, so you don't lose hope, right? But some of you like don't even want that type of hope, and I totally understand that. But I think if we were to understand that, union is within, and if we understood what that meant, then we wouldn't run from union, right? And we wouldn't want to lose hope. All right. It's interesting. I'm hearing the word expectations, and I'm being reminded of we have a blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. But I'm being reminded of, it doesn't matter. Now I got to talk about this. Okay, a blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. There's something I didn't mention when I was talking earlier about watching that other twin flame tarot reader do her live today. She talked a little bit about her personal journey, and she talked about how she had healed, like, or not healed, but she's, healing from her twin journey. And that once she worked so much on herself, she felt like she was ready for a new relationship. And, now she was in another relationship. This is really why I was supposed to talk about current energy, but like I didn't want to talk about my own stuff. So I just kind of tried to skip over it. And then Spirit's like, no, here's the card. um, so she talks about how she's like, now in this new relationship. It just kind of reminded me of like Rosa 3 years ago, right? Like Rosa, when I was like, yes, I'm better and I don't need the twin and I'm totally independent and I'm totally good. And, I can go be in another relationship and everything's fine. Everything's fine. And I definitely wore this mask for like 3 years. I would come out here and read these cards to you guys, but I didn't believe it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do the work. I wouldn't do the studies. I wouldn't do the practices. I wouldn't meditate. I just wasn't doing none of it. And if I did do some of it, it was like, it wasn't consistent, right? Like it wasn't consistent. It really hasn't been since really, it was January of 2023, like when the first breakdown of this relationship that I was in happened, right? I feel like that's really when I started to get consistent, when I started to realize like, oh shit, I can't fake it anymore. Like I actually have to do this stuff now. So what I'm going to say is I feel like a lot of us are feeling this loneliness, and we try to find like ways to ease that pain. That's that pain that we're always talking about, like that pull and that knowing and that thing that's always telling us we're supposed to go over here, right? And we've been in this energy of do we stay or do we go, right? Do we stay or do we go? What I'm going to say is several of you are going to get to this part, especially with this fresh start, right? Where you're going to manifest soulmate energy, where you're going to manifest like partnership energy. That's what I was going to say earlier. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me. The word expectations keeps popping in my head because I think it's hard not to have expectations on this journey, right? And we all have some expectation of some sort, whether it be union with your divine counterpart, whoever that is for you, or whether it's union within yourself and you meet a soulmate, right? It's like however you see it, it's like we all have this expectation that this thing is going to happen. And I think that's that knowing that I have, right? And it's like, I don't know if I like it because I want it to be a certain way, and the way I want it may not be like Spirit's will, like it may not serve the purpose of the greater good, right? So I feel like that's why I have this like ick feeling about it, right? But I'm gonna say I keep being reminded for some reason of the story, so I guess I was supposed to tell you. The ex, I was married to this karmic, right? I guess now I have to describe which ex, have mercy. Here's something I've learned too. If you don't learn the lesson the first time in the first person, like you'll learn it in somebody else. You'll experience the same things in someone else, right? So it's like learn it the first time, don't do it twice. Okay, but anyway, the husband, right? The person I was with when I awakened, right? He used to tell me that my expectations were too high. My expectations were too high. And it's funny because come to find out that's true. That's actually true. And I used to not think so. I'd be like, no, it's not. I just want someone who's like honest, or I just want someone who's loyal, or I just want somebody who, doesn't cheat. I didn't think those expectations were like super high, right? As I've gone through life and experienced different things and experienced the relationships that I've experienced since the divorce, yeah, apparently my expectations are really, really high. And for the first time in my life, I'm at this point where I'm okay with that. Like I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, they're super freaking high. It's like Queen of Swords energy. Like I built my castle and my walls, and you just can't touch me now. It's just the way it is. And it's definitely this energy of, we like to call it holding space on this particular type of spiritual awakening journey, right? Like that's what we named it, or put the label on that we're holding space. And we are holding space. But I think what or who we're holding space for is where like the confusion lies. Amanda, I'm so glad you're here. I'm supposed to tell you that I'm going to offer free readings at the end of this live. I love you. But so while we're holding space, we deal with this energy of loneliness, and we are definitely at this like bridging moment where we're trying to decide whether we're going to have union or whether we're going to manifest like soulmate type of energy. So that's what I'm feeling for our bridging energy. Remember, you can be learning this lesson together, like you're in contact, you're in communication, and you're experiencing this together at the same time. This trying to ease the loneliness, right? Or you could be in separation and you could be experiencing this lesson with different people, right? A blessing to shield and safeguard. That's another thing I feel like an energy I've been picking up on is that I feel like spirit a lot of times is showing me that whenever we in periods, or whenever even there could be like I did a Celtic cross today on the divine masculine and communication issues. Everything has purpose, guys. Like every single thing has purpose. Even communication issues have purpose, right? All right, so I pulled out the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. I want to use different tarot sometimes. Like I want to use the Elemental Wisdom sometimes, or like the Light Seers. We've been using that, and we're going to here in just a moment. But there's something about the Tarot of a Sweet Twilight, like these cards, and they're not the brightest. They're not the most, beautiful in art. I think they're beautiful in their artwork, but I mean, some people may not, right? But there's just something about these cards that like bring the most peace, or like the most harmony, the most companionship type of energy, right? All right, so let's look at a blessing of forgiveness for divine masculine. It's going to be number 31. King of Cups comes out, so big confirmation from Spirit. Thank you. King of Cups, my clue card for divine masculine. And it is about getting your emotions in check, taking control of your feelings. The books are sticking out to me for the King of Chalices. So it's like this masculine energy could be learning, right? Gaining wisdom. And the owl did stick out to me. We have the Six of Swords, so it's like spirits guiding this person. If you're on this twin journey, like if you're on a specific type of spiritual awakening journey, I don't know how to express how highly protected that we are. Like I honestly don't know how to. There's people that just don't like me very much. I was not the nicest person before, and I'm pretty hard to get along with, period, right? Again, my expectations are super freaking high, right? And I feel like, spirit just kind of protects me from things. Like I told the story about the little, festival that they have here in this town every year. And I went this past year, and I was with my family, my kids. And we passed some karmic energy, and she wasn't, giving me the friendliest of looks. I can't even blame her or whatever. But it's like, you know, I kind of just compassion. That's it. It's just I just have a lot of compassion all of a sudden for karmic energy. I know I don't understand it either. But anyway, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I had no idea. I never felt it. And before I could tell a mile away. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be on one side of a store and just the hairs would just, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I would just know that it was time to leave that store. You know what I mean? And it's like I had no idea. I walked right by. I had a great day. It's like nothing can affect my happiness. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. And that is divine protection. You know what I'm trying to say? Like that is divine protection. And there's other ways that we're protected, right? Like every time you get in your vehicle, divinely protected. There's things, opportunities that open up for twins that don't really open up for other people. Again, it's divine energy, right? I mean, again, it's going to be because this is spirit's purpose. Everybody thinks that, oh, I'm a twin, I'm on a spiritual awakening journey, and I'm teaching people about unconditional love. And no, spirit is doing it. We're just like a vessel. We're just being guided and shown which way to go, right? Look at that, Two of Wands, like literally shown which way to go. All right, so let's look at a blessing for a fresh start for Divine Feminine. The crows. I got in trouble for something. Michelle, yesterday we talked about the crows being protection. So today, meditation, spirit was like, the crows are messengers. The crows are messengers. And I'm not saying that they don't protect us because I feel like they do. I feel like they protect me. Like if I go outside and the crows are yapping at me, like I'm going to pay attention, right? Like I understand they're telling there's something going on. It's kind of creepy, right? But like I feel like they protect me, but it's more about the message that they're delivering. I'm supposed to tell you. All right, a blessing for a fresh start. Number 34, so we have the Hermit, Virgo energy, daily routine. So fresh start, daily routine, right? So it's also going to be, you know, Virgo, the Hermit is spiritual awakening. I'm getting like, you know, dark night of the soul. The moon is sticking out to me, so it's like new opportunity here. The strength card is here. I heard the word internal conflict, but you see how she's taking that mask off? Again, I don't like to use the word healed. There's no such thing as healed. It's not like a past tense. You're in a constant healing journey, but I do feel like you've overcome or you've mastered something through your dark night of the soul that is giving you, it's almost like a reward, the strength card. Like that's why you're being rewarded this fresh start, right? One more, we have the Four of Wands. I love it. It's my absolute favorite. Look at that, guys. The picture on the box. And I sit it that way because I want you to see that picture. There's a different picture on the other side, but that's the Four of Wands picture. Four of Wands is that 11-11 energy. It is the twin energy. It's the firm foundation, financial security, all of those things, right? All of those things. And the Four of Wands is also, in this particular tarot of the sweet twilight, it's that story. It's that beautiful story where it talks about how this, you know, this soul, because remember it's one soul, but it's like that you go out during the day and you teach others about unconditional love through your spiritual awakening by example, like how you're living your life, the experiences that you're having, the things that you're learning. Does that mean you're perfect? No, absolutely not. It just means that you're authentic, right? It just means that you're authentic. And then it's like at night, the energy is when you're resting, when you come together, it's like, it's this energy of peace. It's this energy of like a reboost, a recharge, and then you get up and you do it all over again the next day, right? And that's the story of the tarot of the sweet twilight. All right, let's look at a blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. We're all there. Everybody's there. Even people that are connected to karmic energies are there, right? Because there is no, you still experience loneliness and you still don't have companionship in karmic relationships, right? Like it's not the companionship that you want. Karmic relationships are usually wars, right? Like battles. hard, challenging, difficult lessons. All right, a blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. All right, so the death card comes out. Wow, that's pretty powerful for me personally in my own spiritual awakening journey. The death card does represent Scorpio energy, right? Scorpio, very powerful here, FDLR, comes out just almost every reading, right? I wouldn't be here without the Scorpio energy, so I'm so very grateful for the Scorpio energy, definitely. This is a very powerful card in this tarot set. You see how he's carrying her. It talks about how like ooh, wow. It talks about how the it's like the masculine realizes that the feminine is also exhausted, which is interesting because I recently realized that my counterpart was exhausted, right? But it talks about like carrying you the rest of the way. We have the Nine of Wands here. Nine of Wands is like protecting something, guarding something. And then we have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is being courageous enough to deliver a message of freedom, It is my clue card for a breakup. Of course, I'm not really sensing that energy because, you know, it's impossible. You know, we've talked about the cord cutting, right? But it is this energy where I feel like we've come into this reunion energy, right? And I always say that it's to reboost and recharge our batteries ourselves, right? And it's like we're gonna have to go off now and do something else, like another chapter in this journey. For some of us, it's very possible that death card, massive, major arcana coming out for bridging energy. That definitely is union. That definitely is like where the two energies break free. Because remember, this is bridging energy, so it's happening on both sides. So it's like the two energies break free from whatever karmic ties they have, and they guard and protect this companionship, right? Definitely very possible. But I feel like for the majority of us, for the collective of us, right? I feel like this is more about the new wings for divine feminine. You've reboosted, you've recharged, you've regenerated those cells, right? And it's like now it's time for you to go off and start this new chapter in your life. And the reason I feel that is because is divine masculine awakening? Yes, absolutely. The cards tell us so. I have so much faith in these cards now. It's amazing. But the cards are clearly telling us so that yes, this divine masculine is having this awakening. I just don't know, and I'm not like God. One day I'll get up there and I'll ask a lot of questions. I feel like I can ask now. I get a pretty direct answers. But I think that there's a period where, just like for divine feminine, this divine masculine has to make their own choices. They have to make their own decisions. They have to choose to want to heal themselves, right? This is a part where the divine feminine can't help the divine masculine. And this is a scary part for us because it definitely feels like, I don't know, it feels like we're almost like we're walking away from something, or I don't want to say like leaving anything behind because I feel like we're holding space, right? But we're holding space for ourselves and for spirit. So I do feel like it's a time where this counterpart energy may need to go through that time that we just got done going through as divine feminine energy, right? On the bottom is the Eight of Swords, so it's like big confirmation. Eight of Swords is that breaking free, right? Like from the self-restrictions, right? It's normally in the Rider-Waite where she's standing in that circle and the swords are around her. This Eight of Swords a little bit different. It's very tricky. It's like the swords aren't around her, they're underneath her, and it's like she's shackled by the wrist. So it's like if she was to pull her arms out, she could slip, she could slice herself open, right? It's a very tricky situation. It took me a long time to figure out this Eight of Swords. But it's going to be the gloves, guys. She has to remove the gloves to get out. And in order you know, to remove those gloves, it's like her hands are going to have to get dirty. So it's like this masculine is going to have to get his hands dirty, right? All right. I feel like it's interesting too for masculine energy because it's very much been like trying to maintain the presentation, right? For the longest time. And I'm not trying to like talk smack or nothing. Like, you know, divine feminine energy did it too. But the one thing about this journey is authenticity. Authenticity makes us so vulnerable. I think that's why we don't like it. Katie Tucker, hello. All right, so let's do head, heart, higher self. All right, so in the headspace, we have the chemistry card. It says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So that's for divine masculine. That's what they're thinking about. In the headspace, in the heart space, we have healing family issues. Your live life benefits as you forgive your parents. That's definitely happening in the divine masculine heart space. And then higher self, we have new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. And that's higher self giving new love energy. So I don't think that, like, I mean, it's possible that this divine masculine has met someone else and there's some sort of new love, but I'm not really picking that up. I feel like this is more about internal energy. This is more about self-love, self-care, and that's what higher self is teaching divine masculine at this time. All right, so I am going to pull one tarot card for each. I'm going to use the elemental wisdom this time for divine masculine. We see that owl definitely gaining some wisdom on this journey, definitely having this massive awakening, right? Okay, so 5 of Swords is here. So for that chemistry card where it says there's strong magnetic attraction, 5 of Swords could be about negative thinking. It could also be about some disagreements, something about like something could be causing some battles, right? Healing family issues, you have your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. The King of Cups comes out again. So again, big clue card that this is for divine masculine. Remember, a lot of times in the heart space, we say, like, I'll say that this could be a message back and forth, like the divine masculine could be saying this to divine feminine and, you know, vice versa. This time I actually feel like this is what's happening in the divine masculine heart space. For new love, the Page of Coins, I feel like, again, that's just confirmation. Like a new beginning, a new start, a new journey. On the bottom is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune could be saying that this masculine could be experiencing some good luck and good fortune at this time, but I think it's more about like saying that it's time. It's just time for something to start. I think when it's time for something to start, it's just their healing journey, their acceptance of their healing journey. I'm trying to skip ahead. All right, so I'm going to go back to the romance angels again, head, heart, higher self. Let's do divine feminine. Guys, if it's pulling at your heartstrings, make sure to hit that thumbs up button for me. All right. In the headspace for divine feminine, children, your love life is being affected by children. That could be your own children, that could be divine masculine's children. We have separation is here. Time apart from your partners on the horizon is coming in the heart space. Again, remember, guys, I do these readings for myself. This is my spiritual awakening journey. I always say that I'm super glad that they help you too. I feel like they help because it's collective energy, right? And I'm not trying to, I want us all to be in union, right? I want us all to be in union. I want us all to live happily ever after, right? And I think we are. I think in the end, we will live happily ever after. We just don't know what that means because we don't understand that we're supposed to be like happy in the present, right? But I do sense that for divine feminine, it's like you sense for those of you that are have come back into a reunion, or those of you that have had communication after long periods of separation, right? I think that there's a little anxiety, there's a little fear, that it's going to happen again. And I'm not trying to like speak anything into nothing. But I think some of us have a little bit of a knowing, right? It's a little bit of a knowing that yes, this was a time where it was a major shift in our journey, our spiritual path, right? And I feel like at these times is when we have these reunion energies. And I feel that once we are like reboosted, our confidence is strong, our inner strength is strong, right? It's like we're able to push forward again in the rest of our journey. I do feel like it's leading us to something pretty big. For some of us, that could be some soulmate energy, and for some of us, like myself, I feel like it's just some time to do some self-discovery, right? All right, so getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. That's higher self. So what I'm going to say about that is for some of you, that could be, again, your twin energy. Love yourself first is on the bottom, so big confirmation from spirit. So some of you, that could be uh, twin energy, right? That you're getting to know each other, especially now that communication is here, very possible. And again, I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer or anything like that, but for me personally, I feel like this is my connection with spirit. And I've said that at the very beginning, like I feel like the communication is getting so clear. It's definitely high priestess energy. It's definitely like if I have a question, I just ask and I get an answer. All right, let's look at the children. Why is children in divine feminine headspace? Ten of Pentacles, look at that. You see all the children, it's like a family, right? The dog. So again, this could be your children, your family, but I think you're thinking of someone else's children, someone else's family. All right, the separation is here, time apart from your partners on the horizon. This is the reason why, because you're stepping into this divine feminine energy. It's the Empress, which is the clue card for everyone for divine feminine, right? It's about creativity. It's about birthing something, creating something new, right? And I feel like that's that fresh start that we were feeling that's coming in. All right, getting to know each other. Again, I feel like for some of you, this could be your connection to your counterpart, definitely. But I think for the most of us, this is about our connection, our relationship with source, with spirit, with God, with whatever you got to put there, right? I like to call him God. All right, so we have Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands says be confident in yourself and get excited. Queen of Wands is excited, right? On the bottom, Ten of Wands. This is why we're getting excited. So Ten of Wands is like exhaustion, right? It's all those burdens. It's all that weight we've been carrying. It's all the, I don't know. I heard shame, guilt, remorse. So some of us could be dealing with some sacral chakra issues. I know I am. So it's like this energy where you lay those burdens at spirit's feet, right? Those are spirit's burdens. Spirit's going to do that. Like we're not, I mean, I almost said we're not that powerful. We're actually very powerful. But it's like spirit's job, right? All right, I am going to pull some messages. We're going to give my attorney a break. And we're going to pull some of these soulmate love messages. I am going to do 3 from divine masculine to divine feminine, and then I'll do 3 from divine feminine to divine masculine. All right, divine masculine, your voice has a therapeutic effect on me and I could listen to you for hours. I've always found that super hilarious because I've always hated my voice. And I was like, oh my gosh, when Spirit said, you're going to start a YouTube channel and you're going to help other twin flames, I was like, yeah, no, we're not. And here we are. And it's funny because some of you guys will come in here and you'll be like, I love your voice, Rosa. I'm like, okay. All right, let's do another one. I can't help mentioning you to close friends and family members. That's interesting. I feel like it's really interesting because I feel like for the most part, think about the conversations that you've had with your counterpart recently. It's like it's for the most part, you're each other's confidant, right? Like for the most part, you tell the other person like what happened in your day, the wins that you experience in life, right? That's something that's big on the twin journey. I used to think it was just me, and I said, no, no, it's not. They're the first person that you want to tell your good news to. Tell me if you guys can relate to that. It says, whenever I see flowers, I think of you. I get this one often. I mean, it's pretty simple. My name is Rosa, right? It's going to be the roses. Okay, let's do divine feminine. Let's see, 3 from divine feminine to divine masculine. I love our deep conversations. They open up my mind. So I kind of just said something about that. I love that I can be myself around you. That's going to be pretty big. That's something that I've learned. We're teaching each other how to be authentic on this journey, right? Like how to be our true selves, because it's going to be that unconditional love, right? Like you love your counterpart energy regardless, right? Because it's unconditional. It doesn't mean we condone shitty behavior, but again, it's unconditional. So it definitely has this feeling like you don't have to pretend to be somebody, right? You don't have to pretend to be somebody. And last June, I got to experience this realization that I also didn't have, not only did I not have to pretend to be somebody, but I can be sober. Like, what? Yeah, like I can be sober. And it's like the same experience. Like I'm confident and I can talk to people, I can have conversations, I can go places, I can do things. It's like, what? I know, right? It says, you bring out the best in me. Big confirmations there. On the bottom, I don't trust easily, but with you, I feel safe and accepted. All right, so now I'm going to do some guidance to close it out, and I am going to use the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. We have the Showan Master. Be graceful in movement and action. So it's something about mastering energy. Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. And the Oracle, wait for important information. I love this one. The White Witch is on the bottom and it says, be the light. All right, guys, that's going to be your collective. I hope that was helpful. If it was, remember to tap that like button for me. Diana says, my ears are ringing. Diana, my ears are ringing, have been ringing for, I would say, the last 10 minutes or so. Do you guys get that real sharp, you know what I'm talking about? If you're on a big type of journey, and people will tell you that you have, like, what's the ear thing, like the tetanitis or something. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. Yeah, and then you'll go get your ears checked and they'll be like, no, it's fine. And you'll be like, no, it's not. And that noise, that piercing noise is like, you can have that at such random, weird times, right? Like I could be in the middle of a conversation with somebody, Michelle says all the time. It's kind of like throws me off. Sometimes you guys, okay, here's a good one. Ready? Do you guys ever have it when you're having a conversation tonight? It. When you're having a conversation with somebody face to face, and then you have that freaking ear piercing ringing, and I will pause. I will be like, do they hear it too? Oh my God, do they hear it? Like, you know what I mean? Do you guys do that too? No, by the way, in case you're wondering, they don't hear it. They don't. All right, I'm going to clean up really quickly. We'll move to Cancer. Oh, we're back. I'm sorry, guys. My phone was connected to Miss Tina's internet. She does not have the best internet. But now we're just on my phone, so we should be fine. If it ever does cut out, guys, we do pay for our StreamYard service, so we just come right back on. Just, however long it takes me to click the buttons. All right, so for the water sign, I'm going to stick with the Blessed Be Oracle and the angels and ancestors for guidance. I think we're going to use Energy Oracle. And let's start with the elemental wisdom, but I got a feeling we're going to swap out. My spidey senses say. Start, Luba. All right, I'm almost ready. You guys, I can't rush spirit. Like, that's not how it works. I'm just kidding. Spirit rushes me. All right, here we go. Let's do 5211 for Cancer. Cancer, this is going to be for the week of March 24th through March 30th. You do have Libra, full moon, lunar eclipse on the 25th. And I'm using the Blessed Be Oracle for your energy of the week. We have a blessing to lift sadness. I love that. On the bottom, I'm seeing a blessing for unity where once there was division. Guys, I never say sun, moon, or rising. You have all 12 pieces of the pie. But Cancer just happens to be my rising. I think it's funny when people say, oh, I don't have any planets in that sign. It doesn't matter. That sign still rules over a section of your life. If it's 10th house, that means it rules over your career. Let's say you don't have any planets in the 10th house. Does that mean you never have a career? Well, that's kind of silly now, isn't it? My 10th house is Aries, right? So 10th house career, Aries, very, bold, brave, outspoken, having their twin journey on social media. All right, challenge or obstacle for Cancer, the garden and the gate. So having to leave your comfort zone. Look at that, walking away. It's the two cards back to back. That rarely happens. That's lesson learned too. And the patience card is going to be the outcome. It's going to have something to do with divine timing, but I'm getting the message that it's time. It's time. On the bottom is the strategy card. It's something about making a plan. I do see the journal log, so it could be saying that you need to journal. How's everybody's ears ringing? Because my ears are still on fire, right? All right, a blessing to lift sadness. Number 30. I just want to say I love her purple rose. I don't know if you guys can see it in the picture. All right, elemental wisdom. Two of coins. Two of coins is feeling like you're being pulled in too many directions, but the message that I heard pretty clearly was needing to make something work, needing to make something work. We have 10 of cups here, emotional contentment. Ooh, Cancer. I feel like Cancer, we got in trouble last week, didn't we? Are we getting in trouble again? And Nine of Cups. Ooh, we're not getting in trouble. Sweet. All right, so Nine of Cups, divine wishes being granted. Divine wishes being granted. We have to put the work in, right? It's like we have to put the work in. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like we know what we need to do to make ourselves happy. And it's like we need to go do that type of energy. If that's, if we want divine wishes granted, right? If we want emotional contentment, if we want to be happy in a situation, in life in general, right? And what you have to do is you're going to have to leave a comfort zone. And let's talk about the comfort zone because I feel like that label kind of really just confuses people. It says that you stay where you are because that's what you know. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually comfortable there, right? It just means that you think you are comfortable because you think you control it, because you think you know it, right? And it's like we don't want to leave our comfort zones because if we left our comfort zone, we'd have to go learn all new things. We'd have to experience all new things, right? So we have the Ace of Cups here. There's like an overflow of emotion. King of Coins here. King of Coins, it could have something to do with you being a provider or maybe someone around you who's a provider, a protector, a provider. Is giving me like a strong divine masculine energy. And then we have Four of Swords here. Four of Swords is about needing rest, needing time to heal. Again, Four of Swords is like a blessing in disguise, a blessing in disguise. All right, so when I made this spread, this card here helps you with the challenge or obstacle. So this is lesson learned. Lesson learned is the walking away card. These two cards actually go together. The garden and the gate says you're staying in your comfort zone, right? The gate's locked. It's got this big padlock. She's actually wearing a key in the picture. She has a necklace and it's a key. And it says you can open that gate and go at any time, but you stay because, you're fearful. There's some overflow of emotion here. But the walking away says you finally use the key and you go out the gate, right? You leave the comfort zone. And what's out here when you go out the gate? I feel like a lot of times people get scared and they're like, oh, there's big scary monsters out there. No, that's your spiritual awakening. That's ascension. And that's you becoming the person that you were supposed to be this whole time, right? So walking away, Queen of Swords, is going to have something to do with your own healthy boundaries and speaking truths, right? And Ten of Wands is here. Again, Ten of Wands is like exhaustion, needing to lay those burdens down. And the Star, bright hope for your future, clean slate, start over, right? You're going to have to leave the comfort zone, Cancer, in order to get a new start. The Patience card, a lot of times patience is saying that, you need to wait on divine timing. But when I turn the card over immediately, I felt that you had waited and now it's time. It is. Look at these cards. All right, so Queen of Coins is here. Queen of Coins is about becoming your own resource. I feel like something's happening, Cancer, where you're having to step up into a protector or provider mode. It's like it's very possible there's masculine energy that is needing a time to heal. I feel like I'm talking to a divine feminine Cancer. And remember, mine's rising, right? And it's like divine masculine energy needs a time of healing, right? This King of Pentacles needs a time of downtime where they're spending time on just pouring into their own cup, right? So that they can become, better later, so that you can come into union later. Four of Wands is the union, right? Knight of Cups is the, being patient, waiting for this person, allowing them to learn how to refill their own cup. Eight of Coins says that right now, Cancer, big confirmations. Eight of Coins is the work card. So it's like you need to focus here for right now. All right. Four of Wands, financial security, firm foundation. Again, 1111. So I could be talking to a Cancer, of course, on a twin journey. The Star is Aquarius energy, major arcana coming out. All right, Cancer, here's your guidance. We have mountains, stand your ground. We have the warrior card, be fearless and stand strong. So the word stand is sticking out. And Sky Father, trust in the unknown. Earth Guardian is on the bottom. It says stay rooted and grounded. A new romantic cycle begins. Look at that. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node, and time to release negativity. It's going to be full moon in Scorpio. All right, Cancer, I'm going to leave it right there. Hope that reading was helpful. If it was, guys, tap that like button for me. We're going to clean up really quickly. We're going to move on to Scorpio. Michelle says Cancer is for Venus sign, and Star Libra says Cancer is for rising also. I love it. I love that the astrology is becoming more like normal, I guess, to us. Like we understand it a lot easier. We're using it a lot more. Astrology is just a tool. It's a tool, just like tarot, right? Like Spirit gives us these tools. All right, Light Seers Tarot. We're going to swap out for Scorpio. I was talking to Miss Tina earlier today. I said Scorpio's been on a pretty good run the last couple of weeks. Like the energy has really been picking up, right? And I feel like that's, super interesting. I hope it keeps going. I feel like Scorpio definitely deserves some uplifting energy. I was talking to a couple of different people today, and I said, you know, this is just like a theory. It's not necessarily true, but you'll hear people say things like, Spirit has like two favorite zodiacs. Do you guys know who they are? And again, this is just a, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's necessarily true, right? But Spirit has two favorite zodiacs. So I'm gonna tell you guys. They say, okay, not Rosa, not PLR. They say that Spirit's two favorite signs are Pisces and Sagittarius. The reason being is because Pisces rules the 12th house, right? The house of spirituality. It's like that's the house of spirit, right? And Sagittarius, because Sagittarius represents like ascension, spiritual awakening, higher learning, all that stuff, right? So that's like the path to spirit, right? And so, if you think about that spirit's two favorite signs, this video that I was watching, she said, what would you think is if there was one? And we're not saying there is, y'all. We're not saying there is. But if there was a sign that spirit liked the least, or maybe helped the least, or gave the least assistance to, which sign out of the 12 signs do you think that would be? So out of all 12 signs, so if you think about it, the Pisces and Sagittarius, if you think of the Pisces and Sagittarius that do you feel like their lives are a little bit easier, or like lucky things kind of just happen to them, even like if they don't necessarily deserve it, or if like they, maybe didn't necessarily work for it? It's just like things just kind of flow for the Pisces, right? And the Sagittarius. It's like opportunities come to them over and over and over, right? What sign out of the 12 signs would you feel that one, is more challenging? Sandra says Aquarius. Jenna says there's a channel called Old World Florida that does seem cool analysis of all the signs. Oh, that's super cool. Super cool. And this is just me. This is just something that I've seen, and I'm not trying to say like this is a for real thing, right? I'm just saying like this is a theory, right? A hypothesis, right? So Sandra says Aquarius. Sandra, you have to tell me why. Why do you think it's Aquarius? I'm interested now. I'm invested. Like, why do you think it's Aquarius? Um, all right, so I'm going to tell you what she said in the video. Ready? Scorpio. She said it was Scorpio. If you think about that, the Scorpios I know, I always say they are the bravest souls that I know. Because I've seen the Scorpios in my life, like in my journey, and there's so many. There's so many Scorpios. Um, I feel like they they deal with some difficult things, right? They are in a constant transformation and rebirth, death and rebirth, constant. Um, Especially those of Scorpios that have, like, Scorpio sun, of course, Scorpio moon, yes, Scorpio moons are the emotions, right, the feelings, but a Scorpio rising. And are you guys ready for this? My counterpart energy has Scorpio sun and rising. Can you freaking imagine, right? um, when I was first having my awakening, I was telling the story of this thing that happened to me at the place where I'm fixing to go back to. And I was telling my friend, I said, back then I didn't believe in God. Like, me and my counterpart energy, we didn't believe in God. We thought, like, there is no God, right? The world sucks, everything's hard, and if there was a God, it wouldn't be this way, right? We weren't awake, right? We were very, very much asleep. um, and it's interesting how that changes, right? How that changes. But here's why the Scorpio. Ready? Here's why. Scorpio is the ruler of the underworld. Scorpio is the ruler of the underworld. I don't believe in devils or none of that nonsense. I'm sorry. I know, right? People are like, you're so weird. I believe in energy and I believe in God. And yeah. So, but everybody knows that Scorpio is the ruler of the underworld. The underworld is what people call, like, where, let's tell the story. There's the one story of the angel that was casted to the underworld, right? Here's what I'm going to say about Scorpios and the rulers of the underworld. Are you ready? Think about this for just a moment. If we did not have Scorpios, if Scorpios did not rule the underworld, right? None of us would ever have a spiritual awakening. None of us. And what is a spiritual awakening? It's where we realized that we didn't have God in our life, and we realized that we were living our life in a very not good way, right? We realized that, and it doesn't mean we have to be bad people. It just means we allowed bad things in our energetic fields, right? And so we have spiritual awakening, and we cleanse and we purify and we get rid of all those toxins and all those things, and we go towards the light and we go towards spirit and we become enlightened and awakened, and thank God, right? So think about that. Like, if those angels were never casted down and there was never an underworld for Scorpio to rule, none of us would ever be given this opportunity to go towards the light. We would just constantly be living in the filth that we were living in, right? So I don't know about you guys, but I tell you all of this because I'm so freaking grateful for the Scorpios. They're amazing people. If you have a Scorpio, a sun, moon, rising in your life, like, I mean, you're just very, very blessed. And for the most of you in here, there's a strong Scorpio placement for you. And that is going to be, like, the reason for that is going to be, like, counterpart energy. That's why it's so easy for me to, like, believe in my journey and my awakening and my purpose, because all of you guys prove it every day when you come in here, right? So I just want you guys to know that Scorpios are badass. But is life easy for Scorpios? No. You can't be badass if life easy is for you, right? Like, let's think about that. But Scorpios are definitely like the place to go to, right? Like the go-to. in any situation, Like if I had a list of people and it was like, you have to get, your person from here, like which team are you picking? I'm going to pick the Scorpios every single time. They can do things that other people just can't. All right, let's timestamp. Enough of the yabba yabba Scorpios. All right, oh, it's 110. Let's do 110.52. Scorpio, this is for March 24th through March 30th. And you do have that Libra full moon lunar eclipse. So I've kind of just been giving everyone the description of what that means. Eclipses are when something hidden is brought to light. It could also be something you've been ignoring for a period of time. And then Libra is going to be 7th house relationships. It's about finding balance in your relationships. It's about looking to see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. It's about finding out whole truths. To energy of the week, the Blessed Be Oracle for Scorpio. I love it. A blessing for good men and fathers. It's going to be number 13. A blessing of the air is going to be on the bottom. This is something about getting things to start flowing is what I'm getting. Getting things to start flowing, to start moving for Scorpio. So that's giving me a good sign right away. Many of the male Scorpios that I know are definitely amazing fathers. All right. So let's look at what the challenge or obstacle could be for Scorpio. Blessing for good men and fathers. So we have the sun coming out. It is joy, happiness. So it's telling me it's in challenges or obstacle. There's something that it's just unhappy. I'm not sure. Let's keep going. There it is. Door to personal healing and happiness is a lesson learned. Scorpio, this could be something that's happening to you this week. It is, because look at this. The temple path is here. We have the root chakra on the bottom. All right, so you could be a father. It could have something to do with children. But Scorpio, I'm kind of getting this energy of work that you've put in. It's like you've spent a lot of time taking care of children or someone who was like dependent on you. And the sun tells me in their challenges or obstacles, because the sun is like bright joy and happiness. And your challenges or obstacles, it's kind of telling me that you're having a hard time finding bright joy and happiness. And what I'm going to say, Scorpio, is a lot of times this happens when we move through like phases in life, right? Like, for example, like maybe your children are grown, right? And now you've spent all this time with children, you spent all this time on building this family, on protecting and providing, and it's like now your children are grown and now it's time for you to find your own happiness, right? Like now it's time for you to find your own purpose. That's how you find your own happiness, by the way. And that type of thing. Very, very possible. For some of you, you could still be in the thick of it. Like you're still there. The children are still there. They're not grown. Like you still feel like you have to give everything to them. The door to personal healing and happiness, that's going to be the shift here, like the change, because when you are trying to give, Scorpio, and you don't take time to like replenish, take care of yourself, fill your own cup, the self-care, self-love, self-healing, finding your own happiness, right? It's like you're just pouring depletion. You just become more and more and more and more depleted. Scorpio, I feel like you're realizing that you've been giving to others for a very long time. And you've been very much reaching this pinnacle of depletion, if not already there, right? Door to personal healing and happiness says that you walk through this doorway. You choose to like cross the threshold and choose yourself. It's like you realize that in order to help others or take care of others, or in order to be this good man or good father, like you're going to have to take care of you first. The temple path says that you're questioning what's happening to you. You're questioning, like, where am I? How did I get here? Right? The temple path says you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Whatever lesson you're learning right now is exactly how you're supposed to be learning it and when you're supposed to be learning it. The first chakra, Archangel Michael, is giving me some twin vibes. So, of course, you could be on the twin journey. Remember, Archangel Michael is the one that protects the twins on the twin journey, but it's the first chakra. And I think really that's the message here, the root chakra. It's like you have to get to the root of a problem. It's like you've been denying yourself some form of happiness for a very long time. And that's the root of the problem. You have to start asking yourself, Scorpio, why? Like, why can't you go through this door of personal healing and happiness? Why can't you spend this time on your purification and your happiness? What makes you feel like that's not the right choice, right? Or what makes you feel like you don't deserve it? All right. Wow. Okay. And see that kind of, we're going to use the Unicorn Tarot for Scorpio. I thought it was going to be the Light Seers Tarot. All right, let's look at a blessing for good men and fathers. I can't think of why we need this one. The only thing that I can think of is the Unicorn Tarot, Sandra, is that what is it? The eight of swords energy. That's the only thing I can think of. Why would we need this one? All right, a blessing for good men and fathers. Scorpio, we have 4 of swords coming out. This is time of rest, a time of healing, the confirmation from spirit. Again, this is going to be a blessing in disguise. We have 4 of wands here. It's happening so that you can rebuild your foundation, right? Again, there's some more of that twin energy, the 11-11. You could be manifesting something. You could be manifesting something in your sleep. But 4 of wands is like from foundation, financial security, that type of energy. 5 of wands is here. 5 of wands says that this has been very challenging for you, Scorpio, but you're prepared now. You're prepared because 5 of wands, remember, it's not 5 of swords. They're not stabbing each other. They're not killing each other. It's preparation. It's training. So it's like you're prepared. You're ready for something. The sun, we have the Fool card. So that's going to be what you're ready for, right? Taking that leap of faith. We have the 9 of wands here. 9 of wands could be some stubborn energy, right, Scorpio? And 10 of wands is here. And 10 of wands says that you're bringing something to a completion. You're, again, it's those heavy burdens. So I wonder, is it going to be the 10 of wands that comes out? You know how every once in a while we have like a card that comes out for like all 3 signs. Like I wonder if today it's going to be the 10 of wands, right? Like it's spirit saying like, lay your burdens down, child. And we're like, no, I want to take them with me. Right? All right, let's look at door to personal healing and happiness. We have 3 of swords, big confirmation, more healing. This is what's happening. This is why all of this is happening, right? And we have the 6 of swords, being guided to calmer waters and spirits with you, helping you go through the door to personal healing and happiness. Page of Cups is here. Page of Cups is going to help you get a grip on your emotions, on your feelings. It's also it's very possible there could be like an apology here, and I'm sorry. But I think it's more just to yourself. It's allowing you to get a grip on your emotions so that you can follow spirit's guidance and choose to heal yourself. I keep getting this feeling like this is Scorpio that's constantly healing everyone else. Constantly healing everyone else. Worried about everyone else's heartache, but their own. All right, let's look at the temple path. So the temple path says, yes, Scorpio, if you've been questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I making the right choices? Am I on the right path? You are exactly where you're supposed to be. And you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And the Six of Pentacles says that Spirit's going to help, like you're going to receive assistance. Ten of Pentacles is here. It could have something to do with finances, of course, but I think it's about like goals, achievements, what it is that you want out of life. And Queen of Wands is here. Queen of Wands is like, have confidence in yourself, understand what you're capable of doing. And the black cat is definitely sticking out to me in this one. So it's like, use your own abilities. Start to tap into your own spiritual abilities so that you can attain what it is that you want. That's why you're on this path, so that you can learn that, right? Nine of Cups is on the bottom. Divine wishes granted. All right, Scorpio. So the Fool card, Major Arcana, it's Aries energy. You could be dealing with an Aries. We've seen the Four of Wands several times. So I wonder if that's going to come out for the water signs. All right, so here's guidance for Scorpio. You have the Winter card, take care of your needs. Look at that. Look at the confirmation. Talk about spirit love. Take care of your needs. Focus on you. Give yourself what it is that makes you happy. That is the goal right now, Scorpio. Fire Guardian, ignite your passion. Again, go after what makes you happy. And the Shaman is here. It says, trust in higher forces. Trust that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Medicine Guardian is on the bottom. It says, be open to healing information. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to close it out. Moonology Oracle. This is going to help you with your thoughts and emotions. I am feeling some heartstrings being pulled here, especially with that Three of Swords, and you started out with Four of Swords, so it's like you're coming through this big healing transformation type of energy. It's where you're starting to put the time into yourself, right? Like you're starting to realize that you deserve this time, you deserve this healing, right? So definitely in your feelings. I think you could also be overthinking, because we saw the door to personal healing and then the temple path, which is like if you're questioning where you are, what you're doing, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I always say, Scorpio, like your soul made this journey, like this path that we're on, that we're taking this lifetime, right? Like this is our soul's journey. You can't really make a mistake. We beat ourselves up all the time and we're like, oh my God, I should have done this, or I shouldn't have done that, or I should have went this way, or I should have taken that offer. You see what I'm saying? Like we do that all the time. It's like there's no point in that. Like whatever, everything has purpose, everything has reason. So it's like whatever happened, whatever you experienced, whatever road or detour you took, it's like there was purpose for that. Like there was something down there that made you stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, you know, all those things. And it's like you wouldn't be who you were now if you didn't go down that path. So it's like, I don't know, I'm definitely getting this energy like you're beating yourself up about something. And it's like, it doesn't matter. The fact that you're choosing yourself now, the fact that you're taking care of your needs now, that's really what matters. All right, Scorpio. Moonology Oracle, your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. And look at this. A win-win outcome is forecast. And guess what? It's full moon in Libra. Remember that full moon in Libra comes in on the 25th. Luck is on your side. It's new moon, and Sagittarius was on the bottom. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if it was, tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up really quickly, and we have Pisces next. I don't know. I'm kind of glad. I really enjoyed this one. This has been one of the easier water signs. Not too heavily emotional, right? It's like surprise. And I feel like that's 3 weeks in a row, Scorpio. Good reading, right? Good reading. Pisces, and then we have the Twitch raid, Sandra. We forgot the raid yesterday. Hi, Jenna. So we're gonna do the raid after the Pisces reading. After the, oh no, I'm not. If Amanda's still here, I'm supposed to offer Amanda a Talking to Heaven card. Y'all wouldn't believe the things that happen to me in my day during my day. Get ready for these lives. Ooh, Jenna, how interesting. She says, I have a Pisces guy trying to get closer. Are you okay with that? Michelle says, Amanda and Lisa, sweet, sweet. I don't know, y'all. I feel like I have my walls up. Like there's certain people, you know, allowed in my space, and then that's it. Like I just, yeah, no. I know, right? You know, it's interesting because you always hear like tarot readers talk about, you know, people that do like free readings and stuff like we do here at PLR. And you'll hear them talk about how, you know, like their energy can get drained or attacked or these types of things. And I'm not saying none of that is true or not true. Again, I'm highly protected over here. But I will say that I feel like who's gonna tell spirit no, right? Like who's gonna tell spirit like no, I'm not gonna pull that card for Amanda, right? Like I don't know, I can't just be like no, I'm not gonna do that. And I just feel like super protected when I listen to spirit. If I listen and do like you know what I'm being told to do, that's I swear it's like things happen, things become easier. Like I don't know, and it's like when I don't, and I'm trying to be stubborn in my you know human self, it's like I just make things more challenging for myself. And right now I think it's very possible that because we do so many readings, right, because we are this you know tapping into this big collective energy, maybe that's why spirit has had me like pull back from everyone else, right, like had me really secluded type of energy. Very possible, right? Very possible. All right, Pisces, I'm ready. Let's do 128.18. So Pisces, this is going to be from March 24th through March 30th. Again, Libra full moon coming in on the 25th. This is going to be a lunar eclipse moon. I did mention this before, but I'm going to mention it now. I guess it's going to be important for Pisces out there. Pisces, what degree? What are you looking for Pisces for? And then what degree? The degree is going to be important. So this Libra, oh, let me get it right. Spirit, have mercy. This Libra full moon, lunar eclipse, I believe, all right, I'm going to put all my faith into it. Ready? 5 degrees. I believe it's 5 degrees. And so what that means is, Pisces, if you have any placements in Libra around 3, I think I heard it was 3 to 7, 3 to 7 degrees. And I can't remember where I heard it, you guys. I was studying one of the astrologers. But the 3 to 7 degrees is like this moon could be very strong or like more impactful for you. There's something about the degree. So go look at your birth charts. Look at Libra, of course, first, and then your Pisces. What on your chart is between 3 and 7 degrees? All right, Pisces, energy of the week, the Blessed Bee Oracle. We have a blessing on a home, and it's number 10. and a blessing to shield and safeguard you. Again, highly protected. All right, Pisces, let's do energy oracle. A blessing on the home. I'm seeing the eggs, like taking care of something fragile, something pure. The butterfly stuck out to me. Massive transformation. It could be like a birth. All right, Pisces, challenge or obstacle. We have man holding a coin. This is about seeing your own worth or someone around you seeing your worth. It's 43, the number 7 is definitely sticking out to me. We have indecision here. Challenges, trying to make a decision. It's going to have something to do with your faith over fear type of situation. And look at this, we have a match. It's a woman holding a coin. Wow. What is the indecision? Or did you make a decision? You did make a decision. Look at the bottom of the deck, the action card. So the action card says that you move so quickly, the horses are running so fast, there's a blur. Okay, so the indecision card, before we get to tarot, oh, this is why we had to use the unicorns for Scorpio, because I needed the light seers for Pisces. Okay, so the indecision card, it shows her like, it reminds me of the Little Red Riding Hood. You see how she's wearing that red cloak? It's also number 8, so that's going to be significant, the 8. Okay, but the indecision, she's standing in front of this tree, right? She's out in the woods, she's in front of this tree. One, she's scared. It's Little Red Riding Hood, right? So she's waiting for the wolf to come eat her, right? Okay, so it shows the 2 arrows and the 2 different paths on the card. And if you look at the card, you can see that like there's this, it looks like it starts to get foggy. Like it starts to get, you can see a little bit of the path, and then all of a sudden the fog comes in on both sides. So I always got this energy like, I make a decision, I start going down the path, and I can see where I'm going, and as long as I can see where I'm going, it's fine, right? And then all of a sudden I can't see anymore. And now I have to have faith in spirit that I'm going to get to where I'm supposed to be going. But what happens? I chicken out. It's, chicken shed energy. You turn around, you run back to the comfort zone, what you know. And is she comfortable standing at that tree going nowhere? No, of course not. But that's what she knows. So she stays there, right? So it's that type of energy. I'm kind of getting, Pisces, like the challenge or obstacle was understanding your worth. And that's why you couldn't make a decision in a home situation. I feel like something happens this week and you either see it or someone shows it to you. Because woman holding a coin says someone comes into your environment and teaches you of something that of value, something that you have of value. The black cat stuck out on the woman holding a coin. So Pisces, for some of you, this could have something to do with your own spiritual abilities. Some of you, this could be about a couple, like a power couple. All right, let's look at a blessing on a home for Pisces. I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. I love it. Okay, so you know how I always say that, all tarot for the most part is based on like the Rider-Waite cards that we all know and love, right? But each tarot set is a little bit different. Tonight I swapped out one for all 3 signs, right? Cancer, Scorpio, and now Pisces. But the Knight of Pentacles is a little bit different in the Light Seers Tarot. So you see the Pentacles being lined up. Normally in Knight of Pentacles, it's the card where the man is like riding on his horse and he has the pentacle in his hand, and the field behind him is plowed and it's ready to go. It's ready to be planted, right? But he's not actually planted the seed. The seed is still actually in his hand, right? And this Knight of Pentacles, this man, 1, he's not on his horse. He's walking. He's already down on the ground doing the work. And 2, the pentacles are already lined up. He's already planted the seeds. Pretty interesting, right? Queen of Swords coming out. Queen of Swords could have something to do with boundaries. Again, protecting something. Three of Pentacles is here, teamwork, partnership. I'm definitely getting a little bit of like a power couple type of energy here. All right, let's look at it. Man holding a coin, challenge or obstacle. So Five of Pentacles at loss, despair, maybe feeling abandoned, rejected. Nine of Cups is here, not getting what it is that you want. The Hierophant is here. It could have something to do with marriage, spouse, ascension. Of course, the Hierophant in the Light Series Tarot, you always see the staircase going up to the light. So it's like definitely ascension. I feel like it's very possible you suffered some loss, some downtime is what I'm hearing, Pisces. And that could have really shaken your confidence. All right, let's look at the indecision. That's most likely why the indecision is here, because we have that shaken foundation, shaken of confidence, right? Two of Wands says you have an important decision to make. How interesting, right? Six of Pentacles is here. It does say that you do get help, you do get assistance. In Pisces, look at this, the Lovers comes out. The Lovers comes out. Is that where you get assistance, Pisces? And then, okay, so the Lovers is my clue card for the twin journey. So some of you Pisces could, of course, be on this journey. But for the rest of you, the Lovers is actually where you choose to love and heal yourself so that you can become a better partner later. This is lesson learned. I feel like you made this decision. You made the decision because you felt discarded, or you felt like you had some downtime where things weren't moving forward for you. You weren't getting the things that you wanted. It's like you finally started doing the work, like planting the seeds, right? That Nine of Pentacles. It could have something to do with communication too. But it's like when you finally started doing that, that was you making a choice. That's you deciding like, this is the route I'm gonna go. I do feel like Spirit helped you or helps you this week, Pisces, because you feel this energy of like stuck, not sure which way to go. It's almost like Spirit lights up the path for you so that you can see that choosing yourself in the end is going to be the best option for the both of you, right, Pisces? It's definitely giving me like power couple energy. All right, outcome, woman holding a coin. We have the Tower coming out, shock, surprise, awe. We have the Six of Swords, again, being guided to calmer waters, and the Magician. It's almost like you gain confidence in yourself and you start conjuring, or like, I always think of conjuring when I see this particular Magician's card. I think it's one of the words too that it uses to describe it. But it's actually about like having all the ingredients you need and putting everything together to make what it is that you want. I think, and then of course the world on the bottom, new opportunity. I think the Tower is about the surprise that you have the opportunity to do this, like the ability to start something over, the ability to bring this energy together and make it what you want. And again, for some of you, this could have something to do with like a marriage, the Hierophant, right? And the Hierophant is going to be some Taurus energy. The Magician, Virgo energy. It could be Gemini. The Lovers is Gemini for sure. The Tower is actually Mars. Mars is Aries energy, and that's most likely what this is, because the Aries energy is what kind of lights the fire under us and makes us go get what we want. Aries is seen as that, it's the I am energy, right? So it's like, I'm going to go get mine first type of energy. But it could also be some Scorpio energy. I feel like a lot of times we forget that Scorpio has two ruling planets. Scorpio's ruling planets are Pluto, of course, but also Mars. All right, Pisces, here's your guidance. We have Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. I love that. Angel Guardian is here. It says you are not alone. And we have the Protection Guardian. It says drop your shields. Direction Guardian, choose your path. On the bottom, the Broken Arrow, embrace the energy of peace. Definitely getting this energy like there was a struggle with this pair, right? And it's like now you planted some seeds, you put in some work, and it's like now it's coming together. All right, Pisces. The Guardian Angel, you're not alone. We talked about that Pisces energy, how they're so highly protected, right? All right, Moonology Oracle to close it out for Pisces. And then I'm going to offer a few free readings here at the end. And then we're going to do that Twitch raid. Don't let me forget the Twitch raid, you guys. All right, so we have faith in your dreams. It's the waxing crescent moon. We have prosperity lies ahead. I love that. It's new moon in Taurus. And we did see the Hierophant. There's that Taurus energy. And we have what do you need to release? It's the waning moon. On the bottom, your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. All right, Pisces, I'm going to leave it right there. Hope that reading was helpful. If it was, guys, tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up really quickly. I'll be right back. We're going to pull some Talking to Heaven cards. For those of you that are on the twin journey and you're starting to tap into your own abilities, how many of you have noticed the mediumship? It's going to be that high priestess type of energy. It's going to be that, remember the high priestess sits at the veil, right? She's between the light and the dark type of energy. It's like 1 foot in the spiritual world and 1 foot in here in the 3D, right? Reality world type of energy. And so when you tap into those energies, it's like you suddenly realize that you have the ability to talk, to communicate, to receive messages from that other side, right? I feel like it's something that we'll probably realize later in our journeys down the line when people study twin flames a lot more, right? We'll see that it was something that we've had our whole life, like an ability that we've had our whole life. But we really don't tap into it until we get awakened, right? Because we're scared. That's why. I'm still scared sometimes, just so you all know. Sometimes it definitely gives me like, I'm not scared of like anything happening to me. But I don't know. Sometimes like, especially when I get that one where it says I'm standing right next to you, I don't know. I get like, the hairs stand up. You get like the goosebumps, right? But yeah, I feel like a lot of us are realizing that when we're on this journey, that the mediumship is kind of like part of the deal type of thing, right? All right, so Amanda is here. She says, yes, Talking to Heaven. Let me know if Lisa is still here. I feel like this is gonna be really interesting, Amanda, because I've been like being reminded about this since probably about noon today. All right, Amanda, here we go. I wish I had told you much. It says, I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. There's something about the picture that's sticking out, Amanda. I've actually made a thumbnail that's kind of very similar. It's a tree that's shaped like a heart. All right, I wish I had told you more often how much I love you. It says, it's funny, when I first came over here and had a chance to look back at my earthly life, I realized the way in which my own insecurities and fears held back from expressing the true innermost parts of my heart. I was so caught up in my own day-to-day life that I didn't take the time to express myself like I should have. If you could look up at the sky right now, you would see I love you written in the clouds and colored by the stars. From my spiritual perspective, I know all the little things you did quietly for me and can't thank you enough. Love continues to live in your heart, and together we can be reassured that it can never die. Is it your mom? I got like parent energy, like when we you know, like things happen to us, we experience different traumas, and we don't realize that we don't express our love for one another as much as we should, until, of course, we're on the other side of that veil, right? And then it's like, man, I wish I would have done that more often. It's really interesting because I just had this conversation with my future daughter-in-law, where I was saying, like, I just wasn't that mom. I wasn't that parent that was like, oh, smoochy, smoochy, let's bake cakes and cupcakes. I wasn't. I was drill sergeant mom, drill sergeant mom. I always tell the story, like my middle son went to boot camp, right? Like he enlisted and went to boot camp. And like I remember at his graduation, like one of those um drill sergeants like wanted to come meet me. You know, he we made eye contact in the crowd. Like he was walking towards me. He's like, I gotta meet the lady that raised this mofo. You know what I'm saying? And I just assumed that it was because, you know, he couldn't break Samuel. Like, you know, Samuel had heard it all by that point. Like I, you know, no, you can't stand in his face and scream. I've done that for 18 years. You know what I mean? I was definitely like that mom. As we, you know, awaken, and as we have like heart chakra activations and all these types of things, it definitely shows me, like, you know, where I probably should have had a little bit more balance in that situation. And so that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting anyway. So I feel like your mom just wants to say I love you, right? All right, I think that's it, Amanda. I hope that was helpful. No, Lisa, so we're good. Lori. Is there a Lori? I don't see anybody. I just see Amanda and Michelle. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to miss anybody, but I am fixing to wrap it up. Guys, don't forget, tomorrow we have a members only live. I've actually made a really special spread for the spring equinox. It's today. Today's spring equinox. Spring is officially here, right? So that's gonna be members only. I think I have it set for 10 a.m. and it's gonna be over on my YouTube channel. So guys, remember, I know we're on all three platforms everywhere all the time, but this is members only for YouTube channel. You can go over, hit that little join button and join us tomorrow. It's going to be 10 a.m. We're going to look at what's coming next, right? Because this is like the beginning of the astrological year, and it's kind of going to give us like what we're going to be looking at in these next few months, right? So that's members only YouTube tomorrow, 10 a.m. And then at 2 p.m., I'm going to be doing that divine feminine counterpart. Remember, we did the divine masculine Celtic cross earlier today. So if you guys missed it, you can go over to my YouTube channel and check out under the live tab. You'll be able to find that there. We did tap into the communication issues. We did see why there was communication issues. And we did get some guidance, right, for both parties on what to do with that communication issue. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., I'm going to do divine feminine. So the other half of the Celtic cross, right? We're going to do the new wings. I feel like it's definitely a time where we're fixing to like take off. We're fixing to start a new chapter in our journey, where we're going to start implementing all these things that we've been learning so far in this journey. I think we're going to talk about that when we do the Celtic cross. Again, these are live readings, guys. I won't know until it actually goes down, right? But this is the information Spirit has given me, and I have full faith that that's what we're going to talk about. So that's going to be tomorrow at 2 p.m. So make sure to join us for that. And then, of course, I'm going to do the earth signs at regular time, so 8 p.m. I know tomorrow's a really busy day. I'm actually going to stick in a couple live one-on-ones with you guys tomorrow too. I know, right? Super busy day. So join us 8 p.m. for the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, I'm just gonna go over here and check, make sure everything is okay. Oh, Lori is with Amanda. I see. Okay, I got you. I'm so glad I waited so patiently. Oh my gosh, then I wonder, Amanda, is that why I had to tell you that I was gonna give you a card? So interesting. I'm gonna keep that one out because that one is Amanda's. What a weird situation, right? I'm telling you, since like noon, I heard, tell Amanda that you will give her talking to heaven. I was like, okay. But like repeatedly, I heard it like more than one time. All right. So let's just say for Amanda's friend, because you know, is it Lori? Is that what it is? All right, here we go. All right, think of your person. that you want to get a message from. In heaven, my mind is free. And it's going to give you a really direct message. So it's going to be that, when they were here, their mind wasn't free, right? Like there was a restriction. It definitely could be all, like I don't want to like speak any certain thing, but it could be like, the dementia, Alzheimer's, something like that. It could even be like just a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, that type of energy. But let's read it. My mind is free. I'll get to it. I mean, it's in alphabetical order. You think it wouldn't be too challenging for me. All right. So my mind is free. It says, you know how much I worried when I was in my physical existence. It seemed as if I spent most of my days and nights feeling anxious about the future, family, money, and the earth. Now I realize that most of what I worried about was never a reality. And those things that did materialize And those things that did materialize, I brought about myself because fear attracts negativity. If I could only go back into my body for 5 minutes, I'd apply this new knowledge to show you how a worry free mind creates and attracts a worry free life. This knowledge has completely released me from the bondage of earthly concerns. This is my greatest lesson and one that I hope to impart on you. Give all your worries to heaven and never hang on to them. Be free of worries, and you found the greatest riches of them all. I'm definitely getting this energy for your friend. Like this person, again, I mean, it could be a parent here, someone of like authority, some sort of teacher, like taught them something. This person feels like because they weren't able to get a grip on their own situation, that they could have passed this on. It definitely could be like generational curses type of thing. Like your friend could be trying to heal something. Like let's say, for example, it's depression, right? And I'm just using this as an example. No one's told me this. Again, just an example. But let's say it's depression. So it's like this person suffered from depression in their life. And it's like now because they're up here and they can see down here and they have this, overview of everything, it's like they can see how some of their, ways that they dealt with their depression, again, just an example, has passed on to their child, right? Something like that. And it's like now they're doing the same type of thing. So it's like this person is wanting to give like healing information to say like, man, I wish I had done this a different way. But again, I'm picking up, again, it could be depression, but I'm also picking up like there was something controlling the mind other than, and I mean, I guess depression could do that, right? But I feel like it could be anything. It could have been like anxiety, worry, stress, I mean, anything like that. Again, the dementia, Alzheimer's, anything like that, right? All right, I hope that was helpful. And I think that was it. I think that's who I was supposed to get the message to, right? Diana requested a talking to heaven also. All right, sweet, sweet. Let me put this one over because that's going to be for her friend. All right, Diana. Okay, so this one's kind of hard because like I know Diana and it's like I know whatever. So I'm just gonna tell you like I hear dad. I heard it like 3 different times. I wasn't gonna say it, you know what I mean? I was just gonna go on with the thing, but it's like no, let's just say it. I'm sorry, please forgive me is here. How interesting is that? All right, let's pull it out, see what it says. All right, now that I'm over here, I've had a chance to review my life and I understand how my actions affected you, and I need to apologize so that both of our souls can move forward. You see, if either one of us is hanging on to guilt or resentment, it stalls our personal growth. Please know that at every moment I was doing the very best I could. I will now finally admit to you how frightened I was. I made an effort to appear strong, but underneath I was scared of everything, including life. I covered up my fears by closing my heart to feeling emotions, and I know this hurt you quite a bit. I promise that I now learned from this error, but I've also had to forgive and have compassion for myself. I ask that you please do the same and forgive me too. How interesting is that, right? It's almost like what I just got done saying to Amanda's friend about like a parent that feels like, everything that I just said, right? For Diana, it's a little bit different. Here's the message that I'm getting. I do feel like it's an authoritative figure. I do feel like it's someone who tried to be like courageous, strong, protector, provider type of energy. So I'm gonna stick with that. And I'm definitely kind of getting this energy like I wish I had taken care of things better. I wish I had the fine print, right? Like I wish I had things orderly, lined up so that these types of situations that you're having to deal with now, like you wouldn't have to deal with them now. Like that's the message that I get. All right. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Wow. That's amazing. Amanda, it's beautiful. And Diana says, yeah, that's that. Sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you ladies so very much. My moderators, I love you guys. Love you guys. You guys are like pros. Love you so very much. All right, I'll see everyone tomorrow night, Earth signs. And don't forget those extra lives that I talked about. Make sure you have those notification bell hit to all so it lets you know when I go live. Members only, 10 a.m. I'm always sending all of you guys abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.